The latest FMI forecast for construction put in place calls for only a 2% growth the balance of this year and 6% for 2012. FMI is the nation's largest provider of management consulting, investment banking, and research to the engineering and construction industry. Their forecasts are closely watched barometers of the industry's outlook. We're fortunate to have FMI CEO Hank Harris give us some insight on what's ahead. Mr. Harris, how do you expect construction put in place to change in the fourth quarter of this year?
I would say that in the fourth quarter of this year, we don't expect a whole lot of change from our prior forecast, and we still think it's going to be, in most markets, pretty slow recovery.
Which construction sectors hold the most promise through 2012?
I think the ones that probably hold the most promise would be the same sectors that most people are well aware of, things like healthcare, water and wastewater, a lot of forms of the infrastructure spending. We are seeing some spotty recovery with certain forms of retail and surprisingly some hotels that seem to be coming back. Lodging, I think, is going to be coming back a little bit better. The really healthy markets are the same ones that have been strong for the last couple of years.
Which two factors are most likely to provide the greatest positive impact on construction put in place through 2012?
Well, through 2012, 2012 is right here on top of us. So I think that the factors that are likely to affect it the most would be any kind of general recovery in the overall economy, and that's still a pretty fuzzy thing because right now we're so caught up in the cycle of negativity, which is sort of exacerbated by the politics, that things like consumer spending and all that, things that sort of engender people's confidence rather, remain relatively stagnant, and so we don't show a lot of movement there, and frankly construction lags all that movement anyway. So I think that 2012, short of a miracle, is really not going to, there's not much that can affect it. I think it's going to be a fairly anemic year for construction. Not a whole lot of recovery from the year that we're in, probably.
Hank Harris, the CEO of FMI. We appreciate his participation in this webcast.